My name's Sarah Beckwith and I've been a member of JCI since 2006. I was the President of JCI London in 2011 and the National President of JCI UK in 2016. Having been a member of JCI for a number of years, I've been fortunate to have been involved in many ways in the organisation. I wanted to tell you today about some of the ways that you can make the most of your JCI membership through events, programmes, projects and boards. The first thing I'm going to talk about is events. These are one-off meetings generally held for 1 or 2 hours in an evening. You probably attended a couple before you joined as a member and maybe some since you've become a member of JCI. Getting involved with events is a great way to start contributing to the organisation. One of the first things that I did as a member of JCI was to man the registration desk at an event in London, where I'd be welcoming all the people registered for the event. It was a great way to start to get to know members of the organisation and guests. Whether events are online or in person, we need somebody to be that welcoming committee and register people who are attending the event. As I progressed, there were other opportunities to get involved with these events, for example by being the person who introduced the speaker and therefore starting to practice my public speaking skills. Overall, events are relatively small scale, so they only need 1 or 2 people to organise them. It does take work. You need to identify the topic and who the speaker is going to be and liaise with that speaker, market the event and make sure that people can register. And then the logistics on the day of welcoming people and opening and closing the event. But generally, events can be done by 1 person on their own or perhaps a small team of 2 people. Next up, programmes. A programme is a series of linked activities or events building up to a wider goal. In your local organisation, you might decide to organise a programme around a theme, for example, public speaking or project management. Over the course of several months, you would have different events focused on a particular aspect of that theme. By attending each of those events, your members would build up skills in that area, hopefully culminating in the chance to put those skills into practice, for example, by practising their public speaking or get involved in a project. JCI internationally also runs a series of programmes. These include TOYP, the 10 Outstanding Young Persons, Creative Young Entrepreneur, and the Public and Speaking and Debating competitions. These programmes give members the opportunity to get involved locally, nationally, and internationally. For example, you might organise a TOYP programme in your local organisation, identifying outstanding young people making a positive contribution in your city. The winners of your TOYP programme would then be put forward into the national competition, and those selected nationally would go on to represent the UK in the International TOYP Awards. There is a link between events, programmes and projects. As I've spoken about, a series of events can be brought together into a programme, and some of the programmes I've just spoken about, such as TOYP, can be run as projects. A project is something which is relatively large and complex to organise, which will take planning over several months and a team of people to deliver. This can be a bit confusing because large-scale events can be projects needing a project team. A good example of this is the JCI UK National Convention, which is a 3-day event. It is a large event with lots of different aspects to it. For example, there's a business programme, there's workshops, speakers, social events in the evenings, competitions, and a gala dinner and awards ceremony. That can't just be organised by 1 person. It needs a team of people with individual responsibilities. That team might take on different aspects of the programme that I've just outlined, or else they might have individual responsibility for a certain area of that project. For example, the the marketing, the logistics, or the delegate liaison. Projects are often also used to contribute to local communities, and JCI has an action framework which tells you how to identify the needs in your communities and go about implementing a project to solve that need. Projects are a really great way to get involved in JCI. They allow you to develop your skills and work with other JCI members. And there are different ways that you can get involved. For example, if your area of expertise is marketing, you might decide that that is the best way that you can contribute because you already have that skill and you want to bring that forward to that marketing. Otherwise, you might know nothing at all about marketing and want to develop that skill. And therefore, if you take on the responsibility for marketing a project, you get the chance to experiment and develop that skill in a safe environment. The last aspect of getting involved in JCI that I wanted to mention is by being elected to sit on the board. You can be on the board of your local organisation, and then people often go on to sit on the national board of JCI UK or even the international board of the global organisation. This is an amazing way to develop your skills. You get involved with running an organisation, something that you might not have the chance to do in your career for many years, and the experience you get is incredibly rewarding. Understanding how an organisation runs, how to be involved in formal meetings and contributing to the development of the members of your organisation is a really incredible experience. JCI is a learning by doing organisation. Whilst you can get some great insight by attending events, there's no comparison to getting stuck in and being involved with organising events or projects. As a JCI member over the years, I've learned so much. Project management, marketing, public speaking, meeting facilitation and leadership. I've used these skills again and again in my career. And best of all, when you're involved in JCI teams, you get to know other JCI members really well. I have friends all over the world because I've worked with them in teams in JCI. And that for me is what this organisation's all about. Meeting inspiring people who want to develop themselves and make a positive impact in their communities. As a JCI member, I cannot encourage you enough to get involved in the organisation through events, programmes, projects and boards. That is how you'll make the most of your membership of this incredible organisation.